Hi everyone, it's Christina with Love Hope and Autism, and I wanted to do a video as a follow-up to the previous video that I posted about my top 5 tips for IEP meetings. I've received a lot of messages and comments and people reaching out about that specific video and a lot of questions about the All About Me pages. So I wanted to give another video just to kind of show what that looks like, the information that you would use to put on one of them, and how I created one for not only Ethan, our Bubba, but also one for our other son as well. So these are extremely helpful during IEP meetings, 504s, anytime your son or daughter might be starting with a new therapist. They're starting school on Thursday, so I thought it would be a great idea to also make one for Braden, and he was so excited that I made one for him too. And what was really cool, that he came in and helped me make his today, so he loved being a part of that too. And you know, as I was finishing up Ethan's, he was coming in and clapping and praising about it. So they both really like them. So anytime you can involve them in doing this as well is really awesome too. So this is Ethan's here. My gosh, look at his little smile and his little dimples. So at the top of Ethan's, I do have his nickname in parentheses there too. This Bubba has been his nickname since he was a little baby. So if you do have a nickname, that's definitely personal preference if you want to put that on there or not. And then his grade is written right there. So at the top here, I have things that I love. And we have my family, animals, dancing, dinosaurs, music, and laughing. Anyone who knows our Bubba knows that he absolutely loves dinosaurs. He loves to laugh, and he is always moving and grooving. Down here in the left-hand corner, it says what works for me. Things that we have listed on his are routine, patience, positive reinforcement, pictures, social stories, and I've talked about social stories in the past too. If you're not familiar with those, you can go through the page as well and look for social stories. Different social stories, just pictures and words kind of telling a story of something new that's going to be coming up and things like that. So we've been reading over the summer a social story leading up to school, which has been really helpful. Another thing is breaks, praise. He loves high fives, fist bumps, things like that, and 1 to 2 step commands. So as important as what works for me, it's also important to add in what doesn't work for me. So for him, yelling or negative talk is definitely not a good idea for him. Being rushed, that's a huge one. That's actually a big one for Braden too. I know a lot of kids don't like to be rushed, but it makes them super anxious and upset. So, and loud noises. So that was one of his too. Oh, sorry. And then over here, it says my goals for this year: write my name independently, conversational speech, cutting with scissors independently. Life skills we added on for this year. As he gets older and we're, as he's getting bigger, we want to see him doing more things on his own, and especially like life skill things, brushing his teeth, getting dressed, being able to put his shoes on, hopefully eventually tying his shoes. That's a really big deal for Jesse and I as his parents, to watch him grow developmentally, and as he gets bigger and just doing these things on his own. It's so amazing to watch him grow and learn new things. So we added that on there as well, and then easier transitions. So other things that you can add on here is maybe things that motivate your child. So whether they're motivated by toys, sensory things, maybe a food item, something like that. That's something else that you can add to these. Something that we added to Ethan's was a short vision statement. I have another longer vision statement for him that I had actually made for a class that I'm taking, that I printed on another piece of paper, but I kind of took a snippet of that and added that onto here. So just kind of envisioning him like right now, but also in the future. So his says, we envision Ethan living a fulfilling life surrounded by people who love and support him. We want him to have caring and meaningful friendships that make him happy. In the future, we envision him doing something he enjoys and showing his smile to the world. We want Ethan to continue to bring joy into this world and let people hear his amazing laugh. We would like him to show others how our differences make us all unique and to accept each other for who they truly are. So that's the vision statement that we have on Ethan's paper here. And then down here it says, teach me to soar and I will. So that was a quote that was added at the bottom of his page. So his is definitely a little bit more detailed and in more depth. Again, until he has more verbal speech and he's able to communicate more during the meetings and things like that. We are trying to envision him to the best of his ability and, you know, to never limit him in any way, shape, or form. So this is how we created Ethan's All About Me page. And then for Braden, we really had him kind of guide us on what he wanted to be on there. So the same thing, we have his name at the top, his grade level. He told me the things that he wanted in there, and if he loves to play flag football, basketball, outdoor play, swimming. His Meemaw has been helping him with swimming, and he absolutely loves that. And then same thing, what works for me, so patience, positive reinforcement, explaining things slowly. He actually said that, to add that on there, which I thought was really great, and I was so proud of him. Because I just kept saying, like, what other things work for you, you know, during class? And that's the whole point, letting them say what I like, what I don't like, letting them use their voice is super important. And then what doesn't work, he said the same thing. He hates being rushed, negative talk and yelling. You know, I'm like, I don't really know who likes yelling. But Braden said the same thing. And then his goals for this year, independently reading, writing application, reading comprehension, oral reading fluency, and grade level math skills. So these are all things that we talked about, what that means for him. We know that he's gonna have a great year. We also added the quote at the bottom of his as well, and he was so excited for me to take this over to curriculum night tonight and give it to his teachers. So these are two different examples of these. I call them All About Me pages. You can call them profiles, whatever you would like to call them. I created both of these using a Canva app. It's a free app that you can download either on your phone or on your laptop or computer. It's Canva, and I just used the free version. I didn't pay for anything extra. It can be a little touchy at times when you're using it. I definitely recommend using it from a desktop or a laptop computer as opposed to your phone. I got entirely too frustrating trying to do it on the phone. Just so you're making sure that everything kind of lines up, that it's the pictures where you want it and things like that. So hopefully that gives you some ideas, especially with the new school year coming. Maybe your kids already started school, but the teachers loved this so much when I handed it to them. They loved that I did it for both boys. And they were just thanking me so much. So this is definitely something that we're going to continue to do every year. I will also bring copies of these to both of their IEP meetings. And again, they're probably going to change throughout the year. They'll definitely change every year during the meetings. But you can add things to it, take things off as they're growing and learning new things. So again, they're super helpful during meetings, beginning of the school year. And the main goal is to eventually you wouldn't have to need that, and that they participate in the meeting and they're using their own voice and explaining what they want, what they don't want, things that they need help with, and things like that. So we are their advocates, and then eventually we want them to be self-advocates. So I hope this helps. I hope that answers a lot of the questions that I've been getting about the All About Me pages from the previous video I did on my top 5 tips. And I appreciate your time, and please feel free to share the video with whoever you think would benefit from it. So thank you so much, and I hope you're all having a great night.